This week on Tips and Tricks, 5 tips for God of War.
We're going to chat with Mixer partner So Many Badgers.
And we taped an interview with the writer and director, creator, I should say, of A Way Out, Josef Ferris.
All this and more on this week's Tips and Tricks. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Woohoo! How's it going, everybody? As you can see, I'm a little slow to removing the chair. It took me a bit to get down.
That's okay. You're not as... I thought I sucked at stretching, but...
Well, I'm very unhealthy. Give me 1 second, Chad.
Okay, understandable.
Welcome to the #1 show on all the internet. I'm Malik Prince, by the way.
And I'm Ethan Rothamel.
And this is the show that helps you get the most out of your gaming experience.
That's right. We'll give you tips on the latest features and tricks on tackling the newest games.
No matter where you play.
That was very forceful.
I know.
Welcome to our 48th episode, everyone. I'd like to start off by saying I apologize in advance because there's a bit of a delay on the stream today.
That's right. So we take a bit to get back to you. Don't worry. We're doing
a little testing.
That's right. The lights, as you can see, there's no more lights.
They're back. They're back.
It's very much like our very first episode of Tips. It was very dark.
Was that real? Is that true?
For me.
Is that true?
That was true. Yeah. There were no lights on our there were lights, but they weren't.
This. Yeah, they were this nice. Well, I'm happy that you're illuminated now.
I'm happy too because I'd like to be seen every once in a while. So I will
also shout out the video team that's working right now. Thank you guys for helping. That's who's running tests on this. So again, we apologize, but it shouldn't cause too many issues.
That's right.
Other than you could turn the show off faster.
If you don't test, you can't make things better. Is what I always like to say. So. Right. A lot of stuff going on in the background. And us having our feet up here, by the way, was just to showcase that we're both wearing jorts. Yeah. Because what better way to celebrate a Tuesday than to wear jorts?
Well, it's also a beautiful day out. And as soon as that temperature hits above 75 degrees,
people go crazy.
The cutoffs are coming out.
That's right. Right. I had to put extra lotion on my knees because they were going to be in front of you all. So.
Oh, great. Yeah. Is that true? You put extra lotion on?
I guess I didn't put extra. I put a good amount.
Like a good amount, yeah.
A good amount.
The recommended directions on the back.
All for everybody watching the show. So thank you to everybody in chat. We have Bronner666, Dak Doritos.
Welcome.
I see what you did there. Jack Doritos.
Yeah.
It's called a spoonerism. When you replace the first letter of words.
Great. Thank you.
I'm just teaching people stuff. Anyway, again, thanks to all the people watching. If you haven't already, hit that follow button. It's right up there. It's free, and it'll let you know when we go live. So why wouldn't you do it?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you do it?
Well, they're about to find out why they wouldn't do it because we're about to dive into the show.
That's right. Let's get into the news.
Yes.
I'll let you take this away.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. Guys, if you haven't heard, Destiny 2's Warmind DLC is out. Oh, I guess we're going to talk about Fortnite first because the picture came up.
Fortnite? No
worries.
Let's
talk about Fortnite.
Fortnite Avengers Infinity War, limited time mashup.
Have you guys heard of either of these IPs? Because if you hadn't, you've been living under a rock. Fortnite, one of the biggest BR games, now has a game mode, limited time, starting today, where you can be Thanos. All you got to do is, it's only solos, and you drop in, and a meteor comes crashing in with the Infinity Gauntlet. And whoever picks it up actually becomes Thanos. And then you just go on an absolute rampage because you're overpowered as hell, you have crazy abilities, and everything looks funnier. Every emote looks way better when you're Thanos.
Quick question.
I can vouch for that.
Which is great. I'm excited for that. Now, hypothetically speaking, not that this would be me, of course, it wouldn't be me, but let's say someone doesn't watch movies and they don't know who Thanos is.
Thanos is Josh Brolin with a pound of green on him. Okay. I think. Yeah, I think that's probably the best example.
Okay.
No, it's what is Avengers? I don't know. It's a mashup of every comic movie that has come out in the last
Marvel's killing
10 years.
Marvel is killing it.
When did Iron Man come out? 2008.
Who knows?
Yeah,
I don't watch movies.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Thanks for that. Oh, is that why you were asking? Because you didn't know what the Avengers was?
I thought you would get that. It was part of a bit, but it looks like Ethan's a little, not quite up. He needs more energy drink.
That's fine. A little embarrassed about that.
But yeah, so that's pretty exciting. We're going to be playing this after the show on Mixer LFG, so that's at 4 p.m. Pacific time. So stay tuned for that.
Right after the show.
Yeah, I'm excited to do it because I don't play Fortnite other than here.
Yeah.
I'm a PUBG guy.
It's going to be good.
You can be both.
It's going to be good. I can't wait to use, if you haven't watched anything, have you been on the internet today at all?
I haven't
surfed
seen
the web?
any.
Okay, so the abilities are cool. I can't wait to show you. We'll talk about it a bit more later. But yeah, once again, we'll be playing that at the end of the show today for an hour. Really looking forward to it.
I'm so excited.
Yes. Moving on from this, what do we got to talk about?
Let's talk about Nintendo.
Okay.
Oh, no, I guess we're going to go back to Destiny.
Okay.
Destiny.
Great.
So I'll let you take this one away as
well. Okay, so back to Destiny. The Warmind came out today. It's their newest DLC, and what they say is hopefully a step in the right direction for fans of the series, because obviously they've had some issues recently with people not happy with the game, the way the game's kind of panned out. But they're really they flew a bunch of content creators out to offer like insight on new things, and that's coming in the DLC after this one. But they said again that this one's kind of supposed to be a step in the right direction. They hope.
Okay.
So really excited for it, to be honest. It includes new activities, strikes, gear, raiding, There's a new raid layer is what it is.
Okay, so a lot of content for people to get in and jump back into Destiny, which is great. Again, we always talk about, if you're unhappy with a game, let the developers or publishers know, because they are constantly updating their game. This is something, I guess, feelings on Destiny were pretty strong, and so it's taken a while, but it's good to see that Bungie went back to the drawing board, kind of decided to work on the game.
Excited, man.
Now, we're not journalists, so we're allowed to state our opinion. I'm curious, as someone who's super excited for Destiny, what is your actual take on this?
On this specific DLC?
You gave us the objective version.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm a fan. I'm a big fan of Destiny. I've played, I don't even know, I put 1,000 hours into the first one. It's one of my most played games of all time. I love Destiny, and so I'm definitely one of those people that was super disappointed with 2. By the end of it, I played everything, I did everything. I just did not feel that gravity that the first one gave me. And so I'm hopeful. I was not impressed with Trials of Osiris at all. Or whatever the first DLC was. But Warmind, they have these huge weapon balances in place. So I'm hoping that helps, because Crucible is one of my favorite things to do, and I hated it.
Okay.
And this is supposed to focus a little bit more on story stuff, which I'm looking forward to. But honestly, I'm really excited for the next one. Yeah. They've said before the next one's supposed to be the big one that's taking all the feedback and all that. So I'm really just excited that this is a big step towards that. You know what I mean?
I'm excited. I'm excited to see them try and come back. I mean, the thing is, they have so much competition, right? Like a multiplayer game today, it's so much harder to capture the attention of the gamers, just because there's just so many games out, and
it's true.
Yeah, and so it's gonna take a lot, but if we know of the track record of Bungie, then they can do it.
Yeah, I have faith. I honestly, like I said, I've been pretty critical of Destiny 2 in the past. I'm super hopeful, because, again, I love Destiny. I love you guys, and I want this game to be sick again. I really do.
I think they can do it. So Brawner666 asked about Nintendo. So let's just talk about Nintendo. So it looks like Nintendo will be getting cloud backup in addition to a bunch of online services.
Yes.
They announced that Nintendo Online, it will include cloud backup for save games. It starts in September for $20 a year. There's, I believe there are monthly sort of subscriptions.
Yeah, there's 3 different pay models you can subscribe to. And if you have a Switch right now, it's all free. So you get, they've said that their online is going to go to pay eventually. They've always said that. And so this is basically them finally announcing that, and kind of what that means.
That's right, and it's Nintendo Switch Online. They were very careful to announce it that way, because they don't want you to think that you're going to have to start paying for your, if you still play the Wii U, which, okay, or the Nintendo 3DS, you won't have online. You won't have to pay for online. This is specifically for the Switch.
Yeah.
But again, they're really, Nintendo, they're catching up. They're trying their best to make sure that they are catching up to what people expect from games and multiplayer, and part of that is, of course, is online.
Well, I think the Switch is going to do it too. I mean, we've seen the sales of the Switch, how amazing they've been, and honestly, this system is what's really going to save Nintendo from the Wii U. It is unbelievable how good.
It's already sold more consoles than they sold in 4 years of the Wii U. It's really embarrassing. But I'm happy to see. Many people always say this, but it takes a healthy Nintendo to push the industry forward, and you don't ever want to wish for a company. I know there's console fanboys out there, and they're like, oh, death to Nintendo, death to Sony, death to Xbox.
So stupid.
But it's really stupid, and because it only hurts the people making the games, and it hurts the industry. So it's important that we have a healthy Nintendo, healthy Sony, healthy Xbox, just healthy ecosystem in general.
And besides, it's Nintendo. If you're gonna die by any company, Nintendo was the OGs, man. They were it's Mario.
It's Mario.
You gotta love Mario, man, and Zelda. It's just they'll have my heart forever till the bitter end.
And what I'll say is, I'm ready for Pokemon. If there's a Pokemon, I know they announced Pokemon.
They've announced that it's in development. It's probably a few years out, but my God.
So online Pokemon, fully fledged Pokemon. Yeah. Can you imagine what that would be like?
Well, the other cool thing is you don't need Wi-Fi to play across Switches. So you can play Mario Kart with me, but we don't have to be online. So imagine being able to just have a Switch and walk around to anybody, just be like, oh, you want to trade Pokemon? Or oh, you want to battle real quick while we're on the bus? Yeah, no internet needed, really.
I'm literally gonna stand in a spot where nobody can walk behind me, so that as anybody who walks by, I'm gonna challenge into a battle. Do you remember playing Pokemon when you just didn't want to battle, you just wanted to make it to the new town, but there were always characters that wouldn't allow you to walk by them without battling?
One was like thirsty. Yeah, that was another one.
I'm just like, let me get to where I'm going, please. I don't want to battle you right now, but you can.
Yeah.
Anyway, but I'm excited. Good job, Nintendo. You're catching up, and I'm excited.
We love it. We love it. Anyway, we've taken up a lot of time.
Yeah, that's what we do.
Yeah.
It's what we do. We never get to the show.
No, we don't.
But this is an important show because I just want to remind you all, if you're just joining us, that we have an interview with Josef Fares coming up later in the show.
Yes.
So stick around for that. It was so cool getting the interview.
He was great.
Yeah.
He was great. You guys are really going to want to check out that interview. That'll be at the end of this show. We got a lot in this show. We got a lot to get through.
A lot to get through. So this next segment is one for the books. You know why, Ethan?
Because of my lovely VO work.
No. Well, that too. But because this is our first ever dive into a PlayStation exclusive 5 tips segment.
That is true. That is true. Take a look at our 5 tips for Dad of War.
Oh, geez.
After 8 long years, God of War has made its return to the PlayStation console, and Kratos looks burly AF. Kratos has finally decided to settle down with a wife and kid. And if you include the other wife and daughter Kratos has embedded in his skin, it's one big happy family. That happiness lasts but 30 seconds until you find out his wife Faye has passed away. Now taking place in the realms of Norse mythology, he and his son Atreus set forth on a journey to the tallest peak in all 9 realms to spread Faye's ashes, fulfilling her final wish. So here are our 5 tips to help you along this journey. Tip number 1, third eye. Understandably, the inhabitants of the 9 realms aren't too keen to having a demigod godslayer in their realm, making foes out of many. These enemies can come in bunches and don't hold back. You can easily be blindsided by these enemies if you're not careful. However, utilizing Kratos' enemy indicator can save you in these situations. When multiple enemies are surrounding Kratos, an aura will appear around his waist. This aura points to nearby enemies and can act like a third eye when focusing on one foe. The aura lights yellow when an enemy is near, but will turn red when they're making a physical attack, telling Kratos to evade or block quickly. When an enemy is attacking with a projectile, the aura will light purple in the direction of the projectile. Keeping an eye on this aura in battle can be your best chance at survival. Tip number 2, crowd control. As you progress through the game, you'll begin earning XP for Kratos to spend. This XP can be used to upgrade runes and purchase new skills. Many of these skills have an AoE, or area of effect, meaning anyone who is in close proximity to the attack will be damaged from it. Sadly, enemies aren't normally grouped together when entering battle. This is where crowd control comes in. Rather than attempting to take these enemies out one by one and risk being blindsided, you can evade their attacks and kite them closer to other enemies. Once a few enemies have been grouped together, you can now unleash a well-placed AoE attack, damaging all of the grouped enemies at once and reducing your risk of being flanked. And nobody likes being flanked, so group them up and take them down. Tip number 3, boomerangs. As we learned from previous God of War titles, gods can fall, and this includes Kratos. Some enemies are just downright strong, especially when taking on realm tears, which can bring out some of the hardest enemies, and many of them can take you down in just one hit. This is where evading and blocking is your only option. If you keep your distance and utilize your trusty boomerangs, you can chip away their health at a steady pace. Distance attacks are your best option in these cases. A good strategy is to get as far away as possible and chuck your axe at the enemy a few times. When the enemy is getting close, you can have Boy shoot it a couple times with his bow. Not only will this damage the enemy, but sometimes it will distract the enemy to target Atreus, giving you time to lay in a few more attacks. And don't worry about your boy. He's a quarter god after all. Tip number 4, cliffs and you. God of War has some beautiful areas to admire. The developers did an amazing job creating skyboxes and making the environment feel so full of life. Peering out from the high cliffs can be a sight to see. Plus, these cliffs also make for a great death pit to easily defeat difficult enemies. When battling, you're bound to face enemies with higher defense or multiple health bars. These enemies can be time-consuming to take out and become quite the hassle to fight. However, if you're lucky enough to have a ledge nearby, then you have a much easier option for defeating them. Rather than trying to take them out with brute force, you can instead kite the enemy to the ledge. After a few well-placed hits, you'll be able to knock them off that edge, killing them instantly and saving you a ton of time. Tip number 5, off the beaten path. One of the many things God of War does right is that it rewards the players for exploring the realms. There are many branching paths away from the main objective that are worth traversing. So when you're in a new area, take a look around before progressing. By exploring the world, you can find valuable supplies that can be used for crafting and upgrading equipment. You can find tears to close, spirits to save, lore to discover, and even puzzles that can reward you with equipment and other goodies. But be careful. These paths aren't always easy to get through. It may be best to come back late game when Kratos and the boy are a bit more skillful to better tackle the enemies that guard these areas. In an era dominated by multiplayer games, it is a breath of fresh air to play the strong single-player narrative that God of War offers. It does a brilliant job of modernizing itself while keeping remnants of its hack-and-slash origins. This game is a masterpiece inside and out. With its fluid camera movements from cutscene to gameplay, plus the entire game is one single camera shot, which is a technical marvel in its own right. As for the story, seeing Kratos in a father-son dynamic adds a sense of humanity to this raging godslayer. But don't let fatherhood fool you. Kratos may be embracing his humanity, but he is still one badass demigod.
All right, good job, Ethan.
Yeah, thank you so much. And Rocky said it, game of the generation. God of War is.
A lot of praise, a lot of praise.
Yeah.
I don't know what else to say. Like, as an Xbox gamer, it does suck not being able to play the game, but I'm just so happy that, you know, some studios are still doing, you know, strong first-party games, and they're still doing very well. Yeah. I think they had over 3 million sales.
God of War?
First week.
Oh my God.
Which is insane.
Yeah,
that's pretty great. So, huge shout out to, I think, Sony Santa Monica are the developers.
That is correct.
Yeah,
that is correct.
Very well. All right, it's time for your favorite segment, maybe. Time for our top 5 lists.
All right. First, we're going to talk about the top 5 games on the Microsoft Store. What?
Coming in at number 5, we got Human Fall Flat.
What? That game is awesome.
This is obviously because of us.
It's because of our segment.
Obviously.
It's got to be because of the segment we did.
And they watched our VOD, or they went to YouTube.com.
What's it under?
Mixer Channel 1.
Yeah, I was going to say, what's it called? Because if you're curious about that game, you should watch We Play It, and it's hilarious. I don't know. That game is amazing.
It's really good. It was really funny.
Would recommend. Yeah. Coming in at number 4, A Way Out.
A Way Out. We started playing this game obviously on Mixer LFG. I am so happy to get back into it. I really want to. We should get
keep doing it on LFG.
Yeah,
I love it.
Why not?
We got to finish it. Yeah. We got to finish. We're talking to Joseph later today. We got to finish it.
That's crazy.
Feel obligated.
Number 3, Far Cry 5.
But boom, still on the list, man. This game has not dropped off, I don't think. At least not off the Microsoft Store.
I mean, it's a testament. Like, if you make a good game, people will talk about it. People will continue to buy it. That's just how it goes. And so, huge testament, great game. People continue to buy it. It's still on our list.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people were concerned. Like, I thought a lot of people might drop off because of all these other huge titles coming out, but it really hasn't. Still selling pretty well.
Yep.
Number 2.
Oh, we almost said it at the same time. I guess we did. It's PUBG. It's PUBG. So, Miramar test servers. Last time we were on the show and the test servers were out, you hadn't got a chance to check it out. Have you gotten a chance to check it out?
Nope. How is it? Is it good? I know. I'm dying to.
The other night.
I'm dying to. I will say this. I wanted to, but then I played Fortnite. I have not picked Fortnite over PUBG in a long time, but I will say I did. It happened.
Yeah, I can see that. I can definitely see it. Well, if you haven't played it, I believe there might be one more day. If not, it doesn't matter. Miramar is launching this month on the Xbox version.
Can't wait either way.
Yeah. Number 1 is that game you were just talking about.
It's Fortnite, baby.
It's Fortnite.
Fortnite. Of course. I don't even want to say anything about it because everyone else is talking about it.
What do you think is going to knock this game off?
Off the top?
Probably Red Dead.
Maybe, but Red Dead's rated M. Like, that's what you got to think about. The reason Fortnite is so successful is because anyone can get it and it's free. That's why it's always up there. And so, and everyone's playing. I think that's why. So I don't know. I don't know. A lot of people are going to play it for a long time because it's free.
That's just true. All right, let's move on to our next list. It's top 5 games in the PlayStation Store. Coming in at number 5, it's Madden NFL 18.
Wow. Still on that list. It's interesting. I'm very interested to see the differences between Xbox and
I mean, right off the bat, like
Madden.
Yeah. Like,
I wonder if it was on sale. I hope it was. Persona 5 coming in at number 4.
Yes, Persona 5.
There you go.
Huge game. I've never personally played one.
Nope.
However, people love this game.
I know.
Persona is one of those games where you just it has such a following and it because there's such quality games.
Right.
It's up there in the 90s on Metacritic for a Sony game, and I think it's like 92. So it's a very good game. So if you have a PlayStation, you haven't checked it out, now's your chance. Just check it out.
Yeah.
Why not?
You should.
Coming
in number 3 though, same thing. Far Cry 5. Number 3 on both lists.
Okay.
Pretty amazing.
Okay.
Pretty
and
rad.
number 2 is God of War Digital Deluxe, and I bet number 1 is God of War, yeah?
Yep.
It is.
Boom.
Sorry, Nick, it's not Roblox.
Sorry, Nick.
Yeah.
But tried to guess.
You know, I'm sure we can get people to buy Roblox, because why not?
I think it's free. I don't think you have to buy it.
Well,
I think it's free.
Perfect. Anyway, before we get into our last few lists, we want to know what you guys think next week's top 5 list should cover. We have a few choices. We have top 5 wacky sports games.
Top 5 arcade racers.
And top 5 toughest boss battles.
I hope that last one wins. That's a tough one.
Influence the vote.
Sorry, guys. I don't hope that last one wins.
No, it's too late. It's too late. Anyway, make your choice. Vote now. Voting options are open.
Nice.
Yeah.
Last time you voted for this week's top 5, and you picked the top 5 love stories in games. Now,
I'm
of
excited.
course, this is really the top 4 because you and I are number 1.
We have to be. So if we're not number 1, we're walking out of this show. So I hope you're ready.
Yeah.
For a walk-off. I hope
our first ever walk-off.
Yeah, exactly. Number 5, it's Sora and Kairi.
Yes, that's exactly
from Kingdom Hearts.
For these guys are, I mean, literally, Sora was inside Kairi's heart. Like
Literally?
that is the only they make the list. What?
Other way around.
Kairi was inside Sora's heart? I thought it was the other way around.
I don't know.
Sora got turned into a Heartless. This is why these JRPGs struggle to maintain a long fan base, because they're so complicated.
All right.
In any case, I'm a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts, and that's why they make the list, because literally their hearts were one at one point.
Oh, that is so beautiful. That's beautiful. That's very beautiful. Makes me want to cry or weep. Number 4, John Marston and Abigail from Red Dead Redemption.
Ooh, of course. The loyalty to his family.
How did they? I guess we don't want to spoil it. If you haven't played the game, we won't spoil it.
Anyway, well, you should play it. Right? Isn't it just got X enhanced? And
it is, yeah.
And the new one's coming out this year. So if you haven't played it, you should. It's an unbelievable game from start to finish. I think it holds up great.
Yeah.
And they have a beautiful, beautiful story.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned it the best. Like the 1X enhancements for this game are absolutely insane. Like go and watch comparisons. That Bill Stillwell's team, our friend of the show, of course, Bill Stillwell.
Of course, the Bill.
Amazing work, amazing work. So check it out. Number 3, it's Chloe Max from Life is Strange. Yes.
Oh, this one hits home for you, huh, Malik?
Of course, I love Life is Strange. It's one of my top 10 favorite games of all time.
Yeah,
all time.
All time.
And yeah, it's a great story, and yeah, I guess this would be a love story just because of how it unfolds. Everything unfolds.
Right. So they can be love interests with each other based on your decisions, but they can also just be like best friends.
Yeah.
And either way, the love that they share through those games is what makes me cry the most. I will say that.
It makes you cry like a little baby.
It does. It does. Are you making fun of me, or are you agreeing with me?
Maybe both.
Okay.
Why not?
I'll take both.
All right. Number 2 is Dominic and Maria Santiago from Gears of War.
Gears of War.
So I don't know. What's the time on spoilers? Because like there's a specific reason why I won't do it, because I'm not gonna be that guy. But you should check out Gears of War 2.
The only reason I will say this, the only reason I didn't I spoiled Kingdom Hearts, for the record, Kingdom Hearts 1. For Red Dead, it's because the second one came out this year. I don't know that I care this much about spoiling this one.
Okay. Well, in the second game, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it.
Play it. It's great. Yeah. But these guys go through a lot together, and it's mostly experienced through Dom's eyes, and it's horrific. But it makes for an unbelievably tragic and beautiful love story.
Yeah, that's right. The unknown hero describes our show best. Meh. That's fine. Number 1 for best love story in games is Mass Effect Shepard and literally anyone who is in his command.
Yeah. And one of our producers, posed it. Pretty unethical relationships. But
Honestly,
I think that's what
really
makes them so hot.
Conflict of interest. You think so?
Yeah.
Please explain.
Yeah, I think so.
Please explain. Why is that?
Because everyone loves the forbidden love. That's what it is. Everyone loves something that can't be true.
I like to look behind the cameras for
the reaction for everybody else.
And I can't see one, and the other, I don't know.
Why else is it number 1? Also, you literally end up with anybody. You just get to choose.
Okay.
People the beauty of RPGs.
People love choice. So yeah, there you go. That's number 1. Commander Shepard.
Props.
Yeah, props. There you go. I was gonna go the other way, but you know what? Props.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say, make up your mind. Anyway, the poll results are in. Next week we're covering
toughest boss battle.
Yeah, toughest boss battles.
Without fail.
Someone asked, does it count MMO bosses? And I almost feel like we have to get rid of those, because it's like MMOs are just like a whole other thing.
It's a whole thing. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it will. I have a few ideas. We'll see. Check out next week. We're gonna be back, and we're gonna make that list.
We'll see. After this episode, I have no idea if we'll be back. We'll find out.
That's true. That's true. All right. Next up, something I think absolutely everyone needs.
More time to play video games?
Almost, Ethan. The right answer was speakers with lights.
Oh. Well, let's check it out anyway.
What's going on, everybody? We are here with friend of the show, Drew Peterson. Drew, welcome back.
How you doing? Great to be back.
Yeah, good to have you back. It's been a while, but you're back with some really cool stuff. If you notice, we have some really cool products right here. I don't know if you can tell, but they're speakers, but there's a cool thing about them. So let's talk about the new product category that this fits into.
Sure. First, we'll talk about the Razer Nomos. These are a set of PC speakers that Razer has just come out with in the last 6 months. There's two versions of the Nomos that you can buy. There's the version without lights. So if you just want a really great set of PC speakers for gaming, $99. They look exactly like these. They just don't have the string of lights on the bottom. They don't have a USB connection to the PC. The Noma Chromas, and Chroma is obviously Razer's lightable product line. These are the Noma Chromas. They run for $149, so $50 more, you get the lights. And with that, we'll show the lights here in a second, but you can see there's a little strip around the bottom. I'll show you the software. Razer, when they made these, though, was really focused on producing really good sound and giving you a really great audio experience from a gaming perspective. They've got a glass woven fiber driver, and so you can see that right in here.
That's right.
It'll move when they play, and so that's actually a really, really nice driver. They've got a bass hole in the back. It's meant to have the bass come out the back, hit against the surface, and then roll out to you. Then they've got really a kind of an integrated setup. So the lighting is going to be there to not only show you bling and to match up with your desktop, but it also has functionality. And so if you go ahead and play with the audio setting there, and so you can go ahead and mess with your volume.
There you go. You can see at the bottom that it's going to be the light is moving with the audio. And then the lights also, they pair up with some of your other Razer accessories, right? Peripherals.
Absolutely, yeah. It's got the standard controls you would expect to see in Razer Synapse, which is a pull-down menu that lets me pick. Right now, they're on cycling spectrum, so they're just cycling through random colors. Lights. But I can change it to breathing, where I can have one color that breathes in and out. Pulse. I can change it to static lighting and just say, okay, I want them to be lime green, and they'll be lime green. For now, maybe we should just play a little music so that
let's hear these bad boys. You mentioned it. The sound is fantastic, and I think the first thing people are looking for with speakers is going to be the audio, and so everything else is kind of extra. But it is really cool to hear that, and of course to see the those things moving. Man, it's crazy.
Yeah, maybe we should show a couple of the lighting effects here. Obviously, you will need to plug in with USB to get the lighting effects going with your computer, but there's also a 3.5-inch jack in the back, so if you want to plug your phone or another source in, you can do that real easy, and so they can kind of be more than just desktop speakers if you want them to be.
Perfect, perfect. So these are the Razers, and we're going to shift to some Logitech now.
Sounds good.
All right, let's do it. All right, Drew, this is quite the setup. This is from our friends over at Logitech. Tell us about what's going on here.
Sure. So Logitech, as many people know, has been in business for 30 years. They've been building desktop speakers for a long time. These are the new G560 speakers, PC speakers. They're the first set of speakers by Logitech that are built for gamers under the G brand. As you can see, it's got the G brand right there. And on top of the subwoofer here. So this is a set of $200 speakers, probably the most functional speakers I've ever played with as far as the things they can do. For $200, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. So we have a lot of things to go through on this, and so let's just go ahead and start at the top and say that they're super cool looking speakers. They come with the 2.1 setup, so it's two desktop speakers with a nice subwoofer. It's kind of a tall subwoofer, but the cool part about this is that everything you need plugs into the subwoofer.
Yeah.
And so we could probably flip this around a little bit. It has these really robust DB9 connectors. So color-coded, stupid simple. You just plug in the blue, plug in the black, plug in USB to your computer, and away you go.
Absolutely. I was going to say, we set this up right before, and it literally took like 2 minutes. It was really quick.
It's got lighting zones in the front. It's got lighting zone in the back. We'll go through that in pretty extensive detail later. If you look at the right speaker, it's actually got a bunch of buttons on the top, Malik.
That's right.
So if you tip it up, there's a central button there, and then a volume up and down. This is a customizable button here, and so using the Logitech control software, you can actually set that button to whatever you want.
Perfect.
Which is actually pretty cool. It's textured, you can feel. So if these were on a desk in front of you, you can reach up very easily and hit that, and then you know that the volume up down is right behind that. So it's kind of an intelligent button layout. There's a power button back here. There's also a Bluetooth parry button. This speaker system will allow PC with USB or 3.5mm jack or Bluetooth. So you can have up to 4 sources connected at one time. So it can be your all-in-one audio source if you want to. Before we talk about the lighting, though, it's got a couple of just bling effects that I want to bring up. And so even though these are 2.1, 2 speakers and a subwoofer, they are capable of doing a version of surround sound. And so the version of surround sound that these have is called DTS-X. It's the way that they create surround sound using only 2 speakers. We won't go through the demo right now, but if you look in the software, you can clearly see here that they've got a 7.1 setup. It's pretty nice. If you don't want to string speakers all around, if you've got a small room,
many different use cases, but I think the important part is for gamers, you want to hear that audio, especially for games like first-person shooters where you want to hear footsteps and want to hear where they're coming from.
I mean,
PUBG is super important.
Who's upstairs?
I know. Man, flashbacks. It's terrible.
The other thing they've got is this suite of apps in here. And so one of them I want to show you is called the Audio Visualizer. Let's say I just want to listen to music and I want to have some cool sounds with the music. I can go ahead and start the applet. And then you can see the lights turned off there because they're waiting to hear music. And
there we are. Oh my
God. Play a little
music,
we get some cool kind of disco bling lighting happening here, which if I'm just listening to music, why wouldn't I want bling lights in the background?
Yeah, it takes me back to the days when I just listened to music in my room by myself. And if I had these, it would be like a real party. Party of one, but...
And then finally, let's just talk about lighting. So just like the Razer lighting, you know, I can set these lights up to have the exact same effect as my Logitech keyboard, mouse, headset, mouse pad. I can completely synchronize my desktop to look the same. That's awesome. Right,
yeah,
and you can see that this has a little bit more powerful lights, and so there's a lighting zone inside here that broadcasts out the front. There's a
light in the back,
pretty robust light on the back actually that you can see there. That's a pretty big light that is meant to reflect against the surface, and so we've got this right up against the subwoofer. But you, if you go to Logitech's website and look at any of their videos, they show it working with the wall. It's really cool. Like,
yeah, it's about immersing you in the experience, and I think lighting is a big part of any game or experience. And so the idea that I would be able to set this up on either side of my monitor and have it reflect against the wall and just be a part of the game, it's a really cool thing. I love it. So Razer or Logitech, whichever one you go for, they're two just very different philosophies, but in the end, that works for you, the end customer, right?
Right. Choice is important, and you having the choice and being able to pick which thing you want, I think is great for everyone.
Absolutely. Well, Drew, thank you so much for stopping by. Every time you come here, you just bring stuff that just blows my mind.
I love coming. It's great. Thanks.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, let's send it back to the live show.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Do you have
tips and tricks?
Did he give you those speakers?
He did not. I'm just trying to remember we were supposed to like
plug the show.
Plug the show.
Yeah. Again, you're watching Tips and Tricks, the greatest show on the internet, as rated by both of our parents and Coven's mom.
And Coven's mom. So
and Coven's mom.
There you go. But yeah, I will say those are very cool speakers. I just want to spice up my life. So maybe one day when I build a PC,
sure,
I'm going to start doing that.
Build a PC when you stream. None of this is happening.
I'll
believe when I see it.
Very disrespectful.
I'll help you. I'll help you. That's all that matters. I would help. Okay, I would. Okay. I want to see it anyway.
Okay, let's move on. But I will take that help. It's time for the part of the show where we connect with a mixer partner, and today we are connecting with a very special guest. Ooh. It is So Many Badgers.
Badgers.
All right, give it up.
What's up?
Oh my God.
How are you?
Oh my God. How you guys?
You're on the #1 show on all the internet.
#1 show. Oh my gosh. Rated by local mom.
Rated by local moms.
Yeah.
Local moms everywhere.
And I'll say this to make you feel even better. Our producer Scott said you have the most beautiful eyes he's ever seen, except his girlfriend, by the way. Yeah? Yeah.
Oh.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
There you go.
Yep. Got to be careful, man. We are live. Before we jump in, Badgers, why don't you give our viewers a quick rundown of who you are?
Basically, I'm a hot mess. You know, I stream all sorts of different things. We do live stuff. We go to the zoo. We do painting, we play games. Basically, it's just an opportunity to hang out and be fun and do stupid things and laugh at myself before other people do.
Sure.
And you said you're a hot mess. We can actually relate to that. Ethan and I are pretty much hot messes. That's what the show is based on. So that's how we sold the show, honestly.
That's what it said in the pilot. Just 2 hot messes.
Hot messes. We'll figure out a name later.
We'll figure out what happened.
Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to call out also, this is your second time being on the show. You were here when we had all of our mixer partners. So we didn't turn you away, it seems.
Oh.
Yes, yeah. When I first came here, when I was first on the show, it was actually at PAX West this past year. And it was before I was a partner, and I was like all anxious behind in the corner, and I'm like standing next to Magnetron, and I was like, oh, I am not meant to be here. But it was awesome. It was a really good time.
That's so cool. I love to see that progression. It's one of those things where, you know, you see somebody and they're not a mixer partner and they continue to work hard, and then they become a mixer partner and it's great.
Yeah. We've had a couple of those at every convention, and so honestly, it's awesome that you're here. Like, and it's really cool to see that you've come it hasn't even been a year. Like, geez.
That's right. It has not been 12 months yet. That's a fact. August is still not here. Or September, whatever. Anyway, so Badgers, what have you been playing lately on Mixer?
I mean, I've been playing a little bit of everything. I was on Fortnite a couple days ago. I was doing just a paint by numbers stream before that. We went to the zoo before that. We did I Hope. I'm kind of like all over the place, to be honest. But, yeah.
I Hope was pretty cool. That was the cancer. It's like where you fight cancer, right? I think we played that at PAX West last year. Yeah, it's a pretty cool game.
Ooh, emotional game.
Yeah, but it's like it's from like the company that makes it donates like the proceeds and all this stuff. It was it's pretty cool.
Oh, using gaming for good. I'm interested though in hearing about your zoo experience because I obviously didn't get a chance to check it out, but I'm assuming you used Mixer Create. What was that like? What was that stream about?
I did. So I used the mobile Create app, and it's honestly, it makes things super easy for when you want to go out and actually do things out in the wild, as I say. But I like to actually take it to things around me because Detroit's very diverse and really rich in activities. So we went to the zoo, and I kind of like walked through each of the animals. And for some reason, I have like a really strong wealth of knowledge when it comes to zoology. So we were just going through and I'm like, this is a beaver. They are nocturnal. That's why you won't see it right now. This is an empty tank. Like, it was fun. It was just
awesome.
Good time.
I will also say that you saying going out to the wild and then going to a zoo is probably the first time anyone's ever said that.
There you go.
We're going to the wild, to these enclosed, captured animals.
Yeah, exactly. These majestic creatures watch as they run 10, maybe 20 feet.
Beautiful. Speaking of facts, I know my animal facts too.
Really?
Insect facts. Did you know the average person allegedly eats 3 spiders?
No.
That
is not true.
I heard that's true.
That is not true.
It may not be true.
In fact, I think it was.
How dare you?
That was like there was a whole thing where a scientist put something out on the internet, like that story, like 8 spiders a night or whatever, to prove how fast misinformation spreads on the internet.
Well, let me ask you this.
So thank you.
Let me ask you this: who would you rather believe, a scientist or me?
I would want to believe you because you're my co-host and best friend.
Okay.
But
that's a good answer.
I don't.
Never mind. All right. Anyway, Badgers. So tell me some of the things. Let us know some of the things that you've picked up while streaming on Mixer.
I mean, one of the things that I've learned is it's definitely important to prioritize the person or even the no one that is in your chat room and consistently be chatting, if not with yourself, with that specific person. Because if people wanted to watch TV shows, they wouldn't be on our website. They'd be going and watching TV, watching Netflix. They want interaction. They want to talk to you. So talk to them.
That's a good point.
That is
good point.
Yeah, it is. Like, and honestly, it's easy to forget, especially when you have small numbers. Like, it's great advice because like there's so many streamers out there when they see their number wheel like with 0 or their viewer count at 0 really low, like they just get quiet, you know, or they're just gonna start playing the game and not really doing anything else. So I think that advice is fantastic.
Yeah, and I mean that point is a hindrance because you have to like even if one person comes in, they're only going to be there for very shortly. So even if you have 0 viewers, you should always be speaking as if you had 100 viewers.
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
your channel. Cool. So I'll let you. Oh well.
Yeah. No, I got it. Badgers. First off, I just want to say like we are fans here at the studio. Like you definitely put on a great production. It's cool to see how far you've come, especially coming from our show. Like being on that in the background with just like I don't even remember how many partners. It was like 50.
We'll take credit for it.
Yeah, we'll take credit for it.
Yeah, it's not you. It's us.
Yeah. So you're welcome. Anyway.
Thank you.
But in that same vein, are there any streamers you want to shout out that maybe you've been tuning into lately that you think deserves a little recognition?
I mean, my dad, Mayan Prophet, really great. Earwax Candy, Cooley Smiley, your sister,
nice.
El Testa, always, Pfeiffer. There's just a lot of really great people on here. Like, everyone is fantastic. The Underdog stream community is, like, in general, one that everybody should check out.
The Underdog stream community. You heard it here, folks. Check that out.
I'm part of that. I'm part of the Underdog stream community.
Unofficially. I don't think you've joined the team. It's an actual team.
Oh, is it? Oh, I thought it was general underground. Well, I'll consider myself underground streaming, whatever. So here's the thing. So I am planning on streaming. So you gave us a little advice earlier. I want to hear some more tips from so many Badgers. What are some of the things that I can look forward to or I should do when I first start streaming? Because I'm excited. I'm ready.
So when you first start streaming, obviously looking at numbers is not going to be your friend at all. People can get really discouraged by looking at numbers. So I ignore completely like my concurrent viewership. Basically just whoever is in chat, that's who matters. Then don't worry about having the best setup. A lot of people blow a ton of money on a really expensive rig when the Xbox can stream directly from the system, the console, for you. So there's no point in going and blowing a ton of money until you're established, until you've got like a good grounding for yourself. And then make sure that you always do things that you feel are important or matter to you. And don't ever let yourself get burned out playing the same game over and over again if it's not interesting to you anymore. You know?
That's a drop
really
the mic.
Good, yeah.
Drop the mic 3 tips right there.
Yeah, that was great.
That was good. Or snaps. Maybe I should switch from drop the mic to snaps. Those were really good pieces of advice.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah. And speaking of, I mean, streaming from the Xbox, I mean, now with Lightstream, which is out for Mixer Pro and partners right now,
Correct, yeah.
It's a great way to still stream from the Xbox, but you can add, you know, assets and branding.
Overlays,
to your
works with StreamYard, Streamlabs. It is true. Like, I see a lot of people dropping money on crazy nice setups early. And like, if you're a fan of audio or video and you want to learn that world, like, totally do that. But if that's what's scaring you, Badger's absolutely right. You could just go live and just see what happens. Start with nothing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
All right.
You got to ask this question.
Of course I have to ask
go ahead.
Here we go. Badgers, I hope you're ready as we look at some video of you doing some really great art, by the way. But that's not going to shake me. You still have to do this question. It is, if you could invite 3 video game characters to dinner, who would they be and why?
Okay, so I actually gave this some thought. Ready? So I'd start with Samus Aran because, you know, iconic queen from back in the day. Metroid, like, you have so many questions for her. She's been through so much. Lara Croft, because she can probably find us a whole lot of money somewhere with a relic. And Jesse McCree, because he's daddy.
Okay, that was the fastest response we've had on record on the show.
He was thinking about it. So I'm kind of sad about that. But maybe it might be a stupid question, but who would win in a fight between Laura and Samus?
And Samus? Well, Samus got armor.
Oh, what's Samus?
You know, like
blast Laura away.
Yeah, she's got a giant cannon and metal armor from the future.
Half of her body would be gone.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be a better fight between McCree and Laura.
Okay, fair enough.
You know, a little bit more fair, I think. But honestly, great responses. I don't think people have ever picked Samus or McCree.
That's a first. Those are 2 firsts.
Yeah. There you go. So finally, first off, thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate you taking the time today. Where and when can people find your streams?
So I am on Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm on the mornings, Sunday and Wednesday, so from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Eastern, and Monday and Friday I'm on from 9 p.m. until midnight Eastern.
There you go.
Boom. I love it. I love it. This has been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for coming on today.
Yes, thank you so much for having me.
Everyone give it up for so many Badgers.
See ya. Oh.
Very, very good.
What a treat.
What an absolute treat.
Yeah.
You know what makes treats even better?
What?
Finding $1 in your pocket. I found $1 in my pocket, y'all.
What? It used to be a lot better. You can't afford much of the dollar anymore these days. The inflation these days, I don't like it.
Let me tell you about the 1, 2, 3 menu at McDonald's. Actually, we'll get into this first before we do that.
Okay. We have a pre-taped interview with Josef Fares coming up next. Someone Malik has been dying to interview.
Yeah,
let's roll that clip.
Yeah, let's check it out. 23rd. And it's about 2 guys trying to get out of prison.
Yeah.
And so, as you can see, can I say something? We need to get Josef Fares on the show. Is there some way to do that? There you go.
That's it. All right.
That's it. It was longer, but
that's okay. I wanted to get that out there because we made it happen.
We made it happen. We somehow tricked Josef Fares into being on this show.
I can't believe it.
We got him, y'all. We got him.
I can't believe it. Anyway, here is the full interview with Josef Fares.
All right, today we have a very special guest.
Yes.
You may know him as the writer and director of A Way Out and the man with an unfiltered opinion. Here he is, Josef Fares.
Josef!
There he is.
Hey!
Hello!
How's it going?
Unfiltered guy is over here.
Thank you so much for coming on our little show, man.
I'm just being me. That's the thing, you know. It's like when people ask me something, I just say what comes to my heart.
Perfect.
I love that, and quite honestly, we need more of that in the real world. Just say how you feel.
Right? Anybody can be coached with like a PR director or anything like that. It's just more fun to have a conversation and just talk.
I mean, even if I work with these, nobody tells me what to do, what to say, nothing. I just say what I want to say, pretty much. I'm honest on what I think about. I think I don't think too much of what people think of me. I mean, you can love me, you can hate me, but you can't take away my passion.
That's absolutely true, man. And honestly, it completely shows through in any interview you've done. We were just talking about, Malik had mentioned before we started shooting this, we watched a bunch of your interviews, and because we started playing A Way Out, and when you do these interviews for that game, it's crazy how passionate you are and how much you care about this piece of art that you've made. And it truly is that. Like, it's such a good game.
Such a good game. You should be very proud. You and the team should be very proud.
I'm super proud, man. I mean, the reaction from the people has been insane. It's been so nice. Like, we've seen some play when they react. So cool to see. And you know this in your heart, deep in your heart, what you have. You know, it's like I never had a doubt in my mind that Away Out was a great game. And no one can convince me otherwise. Even if the people would think that the game sucked, I would still know it's a good game. Maybe it's too early.
Yeah. I love it, man. I mean, like, honestly, I think that's great.
And I think it turned out well. So I think, everybody is, you proved everybody wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
If they thought it was terrible.
Exactly, man. So for the viewers at home that have no idea what this game is about, can you give a quick description of A Way Out?
Yeah, so A Way Out is a story-based co-op game played only in split screen. So you play as these two characters, Leo and Vincent, and you start out in a prison and then continues from that pretty much. So it's all about building like playing a story together. It's in a way a new kind of genre, like experiencing a story together. So normally story games are mostly single player, or they are single player, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's inspired some pretty, like, the unique features of this game is, you mentioned it, was the constant split screen, which I think was such a unique idea, but it really lends itself to great storytelling.
Yeah, absolutely. We've been playing it quite often, and it really brings a unique dynamic to see what the other player is doing and hear the conversations that they're having at the same time. It's really fascinating. What inspired that?
Well, the inspiration of that, I mean, everything came to me when, like, me and a friend, like, trying to find a game that wasn't just like a drop-in, drop-out co-op, which I don't have anything against, but I just felt something that, like, when you look at a movie, you experience a story together. I just think that why can't you do it in a game as well? I mean, I know many people, like, play story-based game together, but they, like, share the controller, but why not play it together? And that was pretty much the start of it. But that was also the hard part, like, how do you tell two stories at the same time, keep the players focused, interested, and also this is a kind of game that hasn't really been done like this before. It's like designed to be split screen from day one. This was nothing that was an add-on, and every time people said to me, well, you're gonna lose a lot of sales if you don't have single player, but I don't care. You just go with it, believe it, and just do it. You know, that's my way. Like, if I believe in something, I just don't stop, you know?
Yeah. Well, you committed to the art.
Sorry?
You committed to the art of the game. Like, you kept that.
Yes. Like, you just have to keep focused on what you're doing and just go with it. Like, I would never change anything. It's the same thing with this, like, when we sell the game, that you only need to buy one copy and your friend can download and play with you for free. That's the same thing, because for me, it was a logic thing. Like, if you have experience in your couch, you're playing together, it shouldn't cost more if you want to play online with your friend. And that also, people, like, warn me, like, yeah, you're gonna lose a lot of, like, I don't know, money, but I don't care really. Like, for me, it's important. This is what it's going to be. This is what we're going to do. You have to stick with it. You can't just, you can't adapt too much, man. You can't adapt too much.
I love that. I mean, honestly, we love that. And I think that was, like, one of the most well-received features, at least on our show, like, our audience, where we were telling them, like, you only have to buy one copy. Yeah. People were going crazy. Like, such a nice touch.
Yeah, it's great. And on the point of sales, the game has done incredibly well. So it turns out it doesn't matter whether you have to buy multiple copies. If you make a really good game, people will buy it and people will talk about it. And so it's just amazing. I
just hope we see more kind of games like this. I really hope this inspires other developers who might think, oh, co-op only game, maybe that's not going to work. Now we have evidence that it actually does. So I would love to play more of these kind of games where you play a story together, which is, again, very natural. Because you look at a movie, you experience a story together. Why not a game?
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many things to explore from a storytelling perspective. This is only the beginning. You have to understand one thing with The Way Out. You know, the tension, the sales, everything. It's kind of crazy. You have to understand. We're 40 developers and no outsourcing. 40 developers with a game like this, with over like 20,000 animations, crazy. And with these 40 developers, over 70% of them, 70% were interns. It's interns. There's not. Wow. What we have put together here is nothing more than insane. Yeah. Like, if you look, like, even that we were compared to AAA titles is crazy. So you have to understand, like, we have done something truly quite insane. That we are selling like this and, like, people are loving it. It's crazy. I mean, it's like, boom. But now all these interns have become true kick-ass developers. So the next game, going to be even better.
Oh, awesome. Man, that's so awesome.
Good. You guys are pioneers in the space. It's really awesome to see.
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, people are playing the game together. We talked about the split screen. Have you heard any great stories about two people playing the game together? Any crazy stories like that?
You know, we've been getting so much fan mails. It's so crazy. Like, I didn't, like... Some people got really emotionally touched. I mean, some people were pissed off at me because when someone like, "Fuck you, Josef, my girlfriend's not talking to me anymore," like that. Good reaction as well. But we also have like fans from like I know one that touched me really, really nice. There was actually a father and a son that played this and really connected well, and like they were both crying in the end. That he really said to me that this brought us together as a father and child, and that was like very touching. I'm like, oh shit, this is really, you know, being an extra I didn't actually accept. Waited for I don't know the word in English. Yeah, sorry my English, but
no, it's okay.
But those kind of scenes, it's super, like people are getting super emotional about this, and it's crazy because my last, if you compare Brothers to this, like people can think the game is great, but some people think of this game more than that. It's like really touched them in a way that's quite unique, and that's super cool to see, you know,
absolutely,
and to hear about.
And you mentioned,
actually, to be honest with you, I'm focused on the next one right now. So for me, like, this game is done now. It's the next thing, you know?
Yeah. Well, I think that's great. Like, honestly, I'm excited to see what you have to do next. Like, what comes out of your team next, because Brothers was great, and so was A Way Out. Yeah. I did want to take a moment because I think it's cool that you're getting this fan mail about how emotional the game makes you. One of the things, like, as someone who's been a gamer his whole life, like, it's so cool to see. You go to the movies and you can get that emotional connection with, like, who you go with, who you see the movie with. But now that we're getting games that have that quality of storytelling, to experience that with each other, like, I think that truly can make for an emotional moment, and like really connect with someone else at that level. I think is really cool.
Absolutely. And so kind of off that question.
It's super cool, and I hope there comes more similar games like this. I really hope so, because I really think, like, you know, I really want to play more games like this.
Yeah. Well, based off the success, I can't imagine we're not going to see more games like this. But kind of off of Ethan's question, you were obviously involved with film before. How did your opinion change after you started moving into games of video games? I know video games obviously now have robust stories, like we mentioned. Have you seen a shift in opinion of video games as a form of art?
For me, video games are totally a form of art. I mean, it's not. It's like. I can't even, like, you know, for me, that there's no question about it. The one thing that the change has been is that I understand that making video games is way harder than making movies. I've done like maybe 6 features and around 50 shorts and a lot of commercials and everything. And the reason why it's so much harder to make games is because the interactive aspect of making games, because it's almost like, a good comparison is that you have your audience on a movie set and they're running around, touching your actors, playing with your camera. You have to, like, you know, like, how do you tell a story? How do you pace a story? Because you don't have the same control when you make a game as you make a movie. And it's also like video games are changing all the time. You always want to do something new, you want to do something different, you want to push the limit of what's possible and what's not possible, which makes it very hard from a production perspective to count and calculate what things will take and stuff like that. So movies have had way longer time to predict this and to learn about this. But in games, it's way harder. But I truly love making games, and I think it's a future of storytelling. Definitely is.
Nice.
Yeah.
So any new ideas? I actually, honestly, would love if you made a game about us, but that's just
think about it.
But yeah,
right here.
But yeah,
you actually look like 2 cool game characters, so why not? Who knows? You'll probably end up in the next game.
That's the nicest thing anione's ever said
honestly,
to me, Josef. That was.
No problem.
That would be fantastic.
We'll see. I might figure something out for you. It would be cool.
Great. That's awesome. Thank you.
I'm looking forward to it. So for your future games, do you think you'll stick with a more of a cooperative experience? I imagine you would, but there's so many different things you can do with games that the world is your oyster, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, look, we just started with the next for the like 1 or 2 months, so we were very early, but I'm already like super excited, like really, like it's like I don't know. Like I just feel like what we have now is gonna blow your mind. I mean, I know I'm like this. I was excited, but it's gonna be very different in many ways from A Way Out. But you will see the similarities from Brothers, A Way Out, and the new game. But just keep your eyes out and. I'm already excited to go up on stage and talk about this. If someone lets me go up on stage, I think they will.
You can do it on our show. Yeah. You can do it on our show.
Our show at least, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
The stakes have never been lower.
Well, come on. That show was great. We want to we're kind of wrapping up. We want to end on some of your inspirations. What kind of inspired you to go into the arts, to kind of make games, make movies, just be in this sort of creative spot that you're in right now?
Well, the thing what has driven me all the time, will always thrive me, is that to push the creative boundaries forward for games. Because I truly believe, since I was a young kid that started playing, I mean, when I say I love games, it's like an understatement. I love it so much, and I can't just. It's almost like falling in love when you play a new game. You know what I mean? I mean, it's like I'm really looking forward for playing, for instance, like God of War right now. Like you feel this. It's almost like fun when you play a game that you really love. This is what actually inspires me a lot, and to keep pushing and to keep like, what can you do more? It's also so exciting from a storytelling perspective. Like the things you can do in game, the things you can tell a story in an interactive way. There's so much exciting stuff, and there's so much unexplored stuff, and that's what keeps me like awake at night sometimes. It's really like I can't control it. It's just like it's really there. And sometimes it could be hard because it won't release me, because I really like am so passionate about it. It's hard to let go. But that's also, it's almost like when you fall in love every day. You know what I mean?
Yeah, completely, man. But honestly, like, don't lose that passion.
Maybe that's nothing my girlfriend wants to hear about. But anyway, it's like
honestly, no, it's great. Like, it shows through in your games. I don't think your games would have been as successful as they are if you weren't as passionate as you are. Like, honestly, that's just the way it is.
You can see it in somebody.
I wouldn't be able to go to work. You have to understand, like, nothing would have changed what A Way Out was from the beginning, because A Way Out, a lot of people had very like skeptic opinion about it in the beginning, but that would not change for Endo. If someone told me like you'll make $100 million more if you made single player also, I would say no. That's the vision. That's always going to go. That would always be what Hazelight is about, and what I work with will always be what the vision is about. Even if like nobody likes it or whatever, it's going to be that. You have to keep it and stick with it.
That's awesome.
It's with the heart, man. Making games with your heart. That's what it's about.
I love it, man. Josef, thank you so much. This has been a real pleasure.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, your game is fantastic, and personally, you're pretty inspiring for people in the gaming industry or people just who just love art, honestly.
Yeah. Cool, man. Cool, man. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
See you later. Maybe in the next game.
Yes. We'll hold you to that. Thanks again, Josef. You've been a pleasure.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah,
Thank
totally.
You.
Let's kick it back to the live show.
We're going to be in the next game.
We're going to be in the next game, dude. He said it, so it's got to be true.
That's right. We have the footage. You can't take it back.
You can't take it back.
Well, I'm so excited.
I will take that to my lawyers.
I got to say, though, that of almost 50 episodes, that was probably the coolest thing that we've gotten to do. Like, I mean, obviously there've been many great moments of the show, but getting to interview somebody who we've kind of seen and is leading a project that was, independent, and he followed the vision through to the end. It was super awesome and inspiring, and I just love how unfiltered he is. It's,
I know,
in my opinion.
Well, it shows his
awesome.
genuinity.
Genuinity.
He's a very genuine person.
There you go.
And I think that like really shines in that interview and just the way that he talks in general.
Yeah, that's right.
Cool, which is cool. So we had a great. Thanks, Josef, again for coming on the show. Oh, man, and thank you all so much for visiting us.
Yeah.
It's been a great episode.
It's been a good episode. I think we killed it. You can
chat your thoughts.
Clearly see your thoughts. You can clearly see why we're the best show. Like, not only in numbers, maybe not in numbers, but maybe in actual quality.
Yeah.
We're number one.
Yeah, we are. We're number one. If you enjoyed the show, if you're new, we saw a lot of new people. Thank you so much for tuning in. Give us a follow there above Malik's pretty little head. You get a notification when we go live. We do this show every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. And right after it, we do an hour of gaming, which we're about to right now.
That's right. We're about to do it. We're about to play some Fortnite on Mixer LFG.
Yep.
It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah, we got to check out Thanos.
We got to check it out.
We got to see what's going on.
So if you're excited, then I'm excited. So stick around. We're hosting the channel. Go grab a bag
soda,
of popcorn.
Bag of popcorn, soda.
Whatever. Grab your snack of choice.
Snack of choice. I like that.
We'll be right back.